Ace Podcast.
Hey, this is Aaron.
And this is Craig.
And you're listening to my favorite podcast, Don't Wake the Kids.
On the Ace Podcast Network.
Hey guys, welcome back to Don't Wake the Kids.
What's up?
You take forever every time.
I never know when you're like, I'll get the cue eventually.
Just jump in.
Jump. All right.
You fucking noob.
Just cut it out.
We're back to episode 51. We've made it over halfway to 100 episodes. That's exciting. Chris, you think you'll hang around, make it through the next 50 with me?
Heck yeah.
Oh, this is going to be a fun one. I'm pissed. I'm fucking angry. So I've got a little bit to rant about. I've got a very important question for Chris.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're going to have to... I'm going to need you to defend something here in a minute.
Okay.
And I don't think you can. We'll see. First,
I'm interested.
Yeah. There's still a lot of you out there I know that haven't looked me up on social media yet. There's a lot of interaction waiting for you. Check out the Facebook, facebook.com/don'twakethekids. Twitter and Instagram are both at DWTK Podcast. Twitter, I've been really, my personal Twitter is at Too Hot to Randall, which, Chris, I don't know, did I ever tell you that a guy tried buying that from me once?
No.
Yeah, he offered me, I told him, he asked if he could buy it from me, and I felt really good about myself when I came up with that. I felt very clever. I'm proud of it.
Sweet.
So I don't want to give it up unless it's really worth my while. So I told him I would sell it to him for $1,000, and he said he couldn't go more than $150.
That's impressive.
Yeah, so I could have made $150 off my Twitter handle, but nope, not gonna happen.
Getting paid for your own personal ideas.
Right. But anyways, I've really been neglecting my personal Twitter because I usually just use the podcast Twitter. So add me, follow, all that, whatever, on Twitter at DWTK Podcast. Instagram, I post pictures. That's what it's for. That's what you get. If you like the show, head over to patreon.com/DWTK Podcast. You can donate $1 a month, $5, whatever. I don't know. If you like it, give me what you feel it's worth. If you feel it's worth $1 a month, I'm more than happy with that.
Can you donate and change?
No, there's no less than $1.
Oh.
But I mean, technically $1 is 100 cents. So yes, you can.
All I can afford is like 90 cents.
Well, then I guess you're not going to donate. And that's fine. If you can't afford $1 a month, I'm not going to hate you for it. As long as you enjoy the show. That's all I want. Also, little call to action here. I would love to see some more reviews on iTunes. Haven't gotten any in a while. I think there's like around 50 or so on there. I'd like to see more. So go to iTunes or Apple Podcasts, whatever they're calling that nonsense now, and leave a review. 5 stars is what I would love to see. But if you want to give me a 1-star, go into detail. Tell me why it's only worth 1 star.
Please let us know so we can do to make the show better, or
Yeah. If you don't like it, tell me why.
or what we
I
can do.
respond well to criticism. I'm not going to blast you on my Twitter if you leave me a scathing review. But also, I just, on the Facebook page yesterday, or may have been today, recently, I activated the reviews on my Facebook page. So if you go to facebook.com/don'twakethekids, in that little top bar where it has posts, photos, all that stuff, there's a reviews tab. You can click on that and leave a review there as well. But so, my rant. The reason I'm pissed, and this is gonna be kind of vague because there's a lawsuit, so I can't say some specific details. And it's gonna be difficult for me to navigate my words here, formulate them properly.
That's what editing's for.
Yeah. Hopefully this doesn't come across as just some nonsense, because I want to rant about this in a way that's at least coherent. My wife, she's got 3 jobs. One of her jobs, there is a competitor that is basically trying to steal her customers in the shittiest way possible. I mean, fuck, for one, you don't go to known customers of your competitor, no matter what the fucking business is, and message them and lie saying, hey, I know you buy from this person. They've been trying to steal my customers, so you should come check me out. That's fucked up. You don't do that. Don't lie to get business. If you want business, have a good product, be a good salesman, and you don't have to fucking do that. But on top of that, she's claiming that she has screenshots where my wife has gone and messaged her customers. Well, we've seen these screenshots, and she had the fucking nerve to make a fake profile, a fake Facebook page of my wife, and it's very obvious that she's having this conversation with herself. She has, the first message comes from the fake profile of my quote unquote wife, where there's no punctuation. Like, okay, my wife is pretty smart. She is a smart fucking cookie. She uses proper grammar, at least maybe not in her day-to-day speech, because nobody does that all the time, right? But when she's talking to customers, her professionalism is through the roof. Yeah. And when she's talking to a customer or a potential customer, she uses proper grammar. She punctuates well. She doesn't say things like, I seen you was... That's, oh my God. But in this first post, there's no punctuation, it's horrible grammar. What I just said was taken straight out of it. And then the response from the person that is actually making this entire claim is written the exact same way. Same wording, no punctuation, same poor grammar. It's very, any fucking monkey with a brain could read. If monkeys could read, they would know that this was written by the same person. But so she's sending this screenshot to people as quote unquote proof that my wife is trying to steal her customers, when in reality, she is so insecure with her business that she's trying to steal my wife's, because my wife is really good at what she does and she has a lot of very loyal customers. That's why we found out about it, because her awesome loyal customers are sending it to us.
Hey, I've always told you're not doing anything right until somebody starts hating on you.
Still, it's to the point where she's supposed to be working tonight and she's not, because she's so angry about it. This woman is taking food off my kids' table. I mean, not literally, they'll eat, but she should be working tonight and she's not, because she's so angry about this whole situation. That's that. I just wanted to rant about that for a minute, because we were pretty livid earlier.
Get it off your chest, man.
Chris, I need you to defend Kanye West for me. I don't think you can.
I don't think I'd want to be his lawyer. I don't think I could be his
lawyer.
So
you mentioned last week that you like his lyrics.
Okay.
You like his music.
Yes.
You think he has very smart lyrics.
Some of his stuff.
Clever, would you say?
Yeah, clever.
How would you describe Kanye West musically?
Well,
in your opinion.
In my opinion, what got me I guess I have to start with what got me into Kanye West. I started listening to his older stuff. I was one of those people he always rants about that likes his older stuff. Graduation was the album I listened to, and he was actually just rapping, not trying to really mess with the music too much. I think he got into a little bit in that. But like the rest of his music, I will be honest, it puts me off when I first listen to it. So it's not like I'm like going out there and like, oh, everything's awesome. But his music, I kind of just sit there and listen to it, and I like to listen to the lyrics, and just his ego is what I guess I really enjoy the most in his music. That's what makes me a fan of Kanye West, the big time.
So his lyrics, really, is what you're boiling it down to.
Yes.
Okay.
Poopidy scoop. Scoop-dee-dee.
I want you to defend this.
Whoop-dee scoop-dee poop. Poop-dee scoop-dee. Scoop-dee whoop.
This is not.
Whoopity scoop.
This is not music.
Poop-dee whoop.
Those are not lyrics.
Poop. Poop.
For anyone that hasn't heard this is from his song "Lift Yourself."
Whoop-dee scoop poop.
I can't take Kanye serious anymore. I really can't. I don't know. Like half the time, I really think he's trolling with everybody because he's so tired and done with music. He really
Then he should fucking quit.
Why? He's making money. He's got to support that fashion business because somehow.
He's got to support his wife.
Hey man, you got a backing, dude. If someone's gonna pay some money, might as well get out the most out. I can't even talk. You might as well get the most out of it as you can.
So your defense in Poopity Scoop is he's just trying to make money. because he knows,
I think he's
he
being-
knows some dumbasses are going to buy that shit and they're going to play that over and over again.
No, in his mind, he really probably thinks that is actually really good music. And I honestly, I don't. I don't find it interesting. I find it comedic more than anything. I kind of think he's trolling, but he might really, knowing Kanye, he might really enjoy that and think that's pretty awesome music. But it sounds to me like trolling, but...
So I listened to the whole song.
I haven't listened to the whole song yet.
That's like a minute 45 into it. Everything before that is like some chick singing. He doesn't say a word before that. Like, well, he says something about these lyrics, something or other. I don't remember exactly. And then he goes into that. And I haven't listened past that point.
Yeah, his last album, it had a weird thing where there was they had several songs, like, I don't know if song, but like sound bits just overlapping each other, and like you couldn't even understand what he was like saying. So it was just like, this isn't really music. Like, it just, I don't know what he does, man. He gets off his Prozac and writes music.
He needs to stop. I mean, there's so many good artists out there that don't get any kind of recognition, and then you've got someone like Kanye West that doesn't deserve the recognition.
Man, I'm one of those. I really just think, I don't know. I don't.
No, defend it. Do it. Tear me a new one if you need to.
No, I don't like media, and I honestly, yeah, the Kanye West, and there's a bunch of like big, artist names I listen to, but more and more now, once I've found YouTube and SoundCloud, I've steered more and more away from those bigger music because I've realized how, I don't know, just how basic, I guess, that music is, how it fits the genre. I don't know, they all kind of fit a mold, whereas where you find some of this other stuff that, it's unique, different, and actually has some kind of different story that you don't hear.
I'll give you that. That is unique. That is different, but it has no substance.
Oh, you're talking about the Kanye West?
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah, of course. Yeah, Poopidy Scoop, I don't know. I honestly, I really think he was just like, I don't know, maybe he got really high, partied up, and he's like, hey, guys, let's get in the studio. I got something, man. And like, what, Kanye? Like, Poopidy Scoop. And he just did it for, what, a minute and 45 seconds? Is that what you said?
No, it was a minute and 45 seconds into the song, and that clip that we just heard was the entirety of that bit in the song.
Oh, so did he actually sing in it? I haven't listened to this. I've really got to check this out now. So did he actually sing in this or rap or whatever, anything?
No, I haven't. There's
Poopidy
only
Scoop besides the Poopidy Scoop?
There's only I want to say maybe 30 seconds or so after that. I haven't listened to the end of it, but for what I heard, that is all he does in that song.
I'm gonna have to sit you down one day. I know you'll never do it, but it would be interesting if I could ever get you to sit down one day and watch one of his like movies he makes for his albums. I think there's one with Spike Lee he does, and it's I don't think you could ever finish it.
No, I don't think I could either. I don't think I could start it.
I don't think I don't think I could ever get you to sit down.
No, when we're done recording, if we remember. Which, like last week, I told you I was going to show you the Panic at the Disco live Bohemian Rhapsody, and I completely forgot. Oh,
yeah, we forgot.
We'll have to make time after we're done recording, and we'll show each other some stuff. I'll show you something awesome. You can show me something garbage.
All right.
But I'm pretty excited about this. After looking into the statistics of the social media pages, I found that 81% of our listeners are actually women. That's awesome. I definitely didn't expect that. I feel like this is kind of a dude-themed podcast, but if we have a huge majority of women listeners, that's cool. I know a lot of you are in California. It seems California is the #1 state that Don't Wake the Kids is downloaded from, which I get that because, Chris, you haven't really been here for it, but we're a very, I would say, I guess, liberal podcast. We've trashed on Trump a bit and just talked about just not being a shitty person.
I agree. I fall in line with those philosophies.
Yeah, so I can definitely see why we have a lot of California listeners because it's a very left-leaning state, and I can't really speak for Chris because we haven't gotten into that with him on here, but tend to think this along the same lines. So for you women that are listening, I've got a company for you that you really need to check out. I went into the store this week and I was looking around at this stuff and it is awesome. It's called Hanging City Supply Company. It's a boutique in Fort Smith, which is where we live. And I know there are a lot of you in Arkansas listening. I'll tell you, I watch the statistics. I see where you are. I know how many of you there are. So those of you in Arkansas, you can actually come into Fort Smith, and in the Greenpoint Shopping Center in Fort Smith, Arkansas, they have a storefront. But for all of you that are listening from other parts of the country or the world, they have a website, hangingcity.com. So Hanging City Supply Company, they describe themselves in the bio on their website, and I love this. I love this description. I think a lot of you will, just the description alone will drive you to the site, at least to look at it, because, I mean, the products they have in the store are awesome. So Hanging City Supply Company is overflowing with edgy pieces, capturing the essence of what their customers like to call Stevie Nicks' gypsy witch kind of vibe. I love that description. When I was looking at the clothing they had in the store, it's pretty much spot on. I don't know that I could describe it any better than that. It's really, it's not your typical boutique. A lot of the boutiques you see are, you know, they all kind of look the same. It's all kind of the same type of stuff. But they've got graphic tees. There are some of them I was looking at that really cracked me up. The main thing I was looking at when I was in there, because it caught my eye, was the graphic tees. But they specialize in extended sizes, which is cool. They offer sizes from small to 3X. So they've got the small to large, your typical stuff, plus the extended sizes. They've got it in men's clothing, children's. What I saw was a lot of women's clothing. There's a lot of stuff in there that I would love to see my wife wearing. Like, it's really good looking clothes. The Hanging City Supply Company, they really strive to appeal to the gypsy soul, to the wild at heart, the wonderfully mysterious. It's really cool stuff. So you should all head over to hangingcity.com, check out what they've got to offer. And for you listeners of Don't Wake the Kids, at checkout, use the promo code DWTK. That'll get you 10% off. So, I mean, 10% off of really good products. You can't beat that. Also, you should check them out on their social media pages. They are constantly posting, you know, pictures of people wearing their clothes and that type of stuff. On Facebook and Instagram, it's Hanging City Supply Co. There's CO there at the end. It's all one word. And then on Twitter, it's hanging_city. And for those of you that are not from here, that name, Hanging City, that's kind of the nickname for Fort Smith, because back in the old West days with Judge Parker. So, Chris, have you seen True Grit?
Yes, both of them.
I have too. In True Grit, part of it takes place in Fort Smith, and for I guess a lot of people not from here that have seen that, they might remember it mentioned Judge Parker, and he's known as the Hanging Judge. So Fort Smith is the Hanging City. Yeah, guys, that's Hanging City Supply Company, hangingcity.com, and don't forget to use that promo code DWTK at checkout for 10% off. But Chris, what do you say we get into hashtag trending?
Say, let's do it.
So this week in hashtag trending, I like this one. It's hashtag rock bottom in 5 words or less. You wanna take us off with that first one?
It's quite a long hashtag.
I feel like this first one, you've been there. I've been there for sure.
Uh-oh. At Shea Brownie. Just eating ramen flavor packets. Hey, those things are quite good.
But you don't want to have to live on that, though. At Colby Winters. Oh, man, this one sucks. Been there for sure, too. Out of beer, no ride.
Oh. Next one. At New C88. Bad service and no Wi-Fi. Oh, been there, stuck in the bottom of a canyon, actually.
Was that when you fell down the mountain?
No, this is actually when I locked my keys down at Palador Canyon, the second largest canyon in America.
Oh, wow. Then we've got at Danimal941. This one cracked me up. Remember, it's rock bottom in 5 words or less. Lower half of Dwayne Johnson.
Good one. Clever.
Really on the nose there.
All right, next I got at tweeting, drinking, rubbing alcohol and vanilla. Oh, goodness.
When see, years ago, my stepbrother was a reserve officer, and I would go on ride-alongs with him some nights. He worked the night shift. We got a call at like 2 a.m. or so so this little bitty town near here, population of like no more than 300 to 500 people. They've got a gas station. Someone called that the gas station attendant was drunk, and like so drunk that they couldn't even count the money, and the customer had to go around the counter and count out their change themselves. Well, so we get there, and the guy working the counter was very, very visibly intoxicated. You could barely understand what he was saying because he was so drunk. He was slurring so bad he couldn't walk. Well, we figured out after talking or trying to talk to him for a little bit, he had drank a full, almost, there was a little bit left in the bottom, half-gallon of mouthwash. Listerine.
What the? I didn't know people really did. I've heard of that, but I did not know that was actually something people do.
Yeah, he was an alcoholic, and he couldn't drink at work, so he drank what he could drink at work without getting in trouble. He just drank way too much of it.
Wow, that's got to be a horrible hangover, all that.
I would think so. There's a lot of sugar in that.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's a lot of sugar in a lot of drinks that destroy you the next day, but, man, and that's got to destroy your liver even more.
I knew a girl that did that one time. She got pulled over and got a DUI for that.
I believe it. Man. Let's see. I've got one. Rock bottom in 5 words or less. 1-ply toilet paper. Can you come up with one?
Man, rock bottom in 5 words or less. I really can't think of anything right now.
All right. Real news or fake news? I got you this week. I hope I can fool you with this. I don't know. This one might be obvious. It might not be. Headline is Dr. Drai loses trademark battle with gynecologist called Dr. Drai, spelled D-R-A-I. Your face says it all. Perplexed. Hip-hop star Dr. Drai has lost a long-running trademark dispute against a gynecologist with a similar name. The case was first lodged in 2015 when Pennsylvania-based gynecologist, I'm going to butcher this name, Drayon M. Birch, tried to trademark the name Dr. Drai. Dr. Drai, the rapper, objected, saying, this is going to get confusing. When you're reading it, it's obvious which Dr. Drai they're talking about, but as I say it, so I'll clarify. Dr. Drai, the rapper, objected, saying the similarity could cause confusion, especially as his near namesake wanted to sell audiobooks and seminars under the moniker. But the U.S. Trademark Office has disagreed and dismissed Dr. Drai's case. In a ruling made last week, it said that while the two names were similar, Dr. Drai, rapper, had failed to show that people would be misled into buying Dr. Drai, gynecologist, products. Given that the doctor's typical fee for a speaking engagement is $5,000, the consumer would be likely to exercise a higher degree of care than someone making a casual purchase, it said. Mr. Birch had also argued that consumers would be unlikely to confuse the two names because Dr. Drai, rapper, is not a medical doctor, nor is he qualified to provide any type of medical services or sell products specifically in the medical or healthcare field. He further testified that he did not seek to trade on Dr. Drai, rapper's reputation because the association would be a bad reflection on me as a real doctor, citing lyrics he characterized as misogynistic and homophobic. The gynecologist is the author of books such as 20 Things You May Not Know About a Vagina and describes himself as one of America's top health experts. Dr. Drai can currently be seen in the Netflix documentary The Defiant Ones, which charts his rise from the streets of Compton to the multi-billionaire executive in charge of Beats One. I'm
going to go with that's not real. It's fake news.
You think that's a satire? Fake news?
It sounds, I don't know. I guess I can see why, just because of the two names, Dr. Dre, but that's got to be, I think it's fake.
That comes to you from BBC.com. It is 100% factual.
Oh my goodness.
Real news.
Boo! Boo! Boo!
Shut up!
Good one. So, do you have a YouTube channel of the week for us?
Oh, yes, I do, actually. I've got one I really enjoy called First We Feast. I typically actually blah.
Words are hard.
Yeah.
Hashtag words are hard, people.
No, but particularly I like their series, Hot Ones. It's actually really interesting. They interview a celebrity guest on there. And as they're interviewing them, before each question, they try a wing. And it goes from your like not very hot all the way to one of the hottest wings you can find, hot sauce you can find online. But after the questions get more intense as the wing sauce gets more intense. So it's pretty interesting. A lot of celebrities, rappers, and whatnot, interviews on there. Their reactions are quite hilarious. I don't know if anybody listens to Danny Brown out there, but he has a really good one. He actually orgasms while eating spicy wings. Yes, orgasms.
That's I can't wrap my head around that. That's kind of like, I guess it's along the same lines of last week's Playboy Advisor doing some pull-ups, or some chin-ups and orgasming, eating hot sauce and orgasming.
Hey man, to each their own. Everyone's got their own thing.
not to get too crude here, but I want to find some weird thing that's not sexual at all that gets me off. Like some nice flip-flops. I don't know.
Flip-flops your thing, huh?
No, that was the first random thing to come to mind.
I'll be sure to let Amy know you like flip-flops.
That's not true. This week's Playboy Advisor, this comes from the March 1969 issue. This was actually the first classic Playboy I collected.
It was a good year.
1969, sure. All right, so with drug laws and all now, with marijuana becoming legal in a lot of places, I thought this one was pretty topical and pretty comedic. About 6 years ago, I became a heroin addict after extended use of marijuana. I've been cured and returned to society, but not long ago I received a letter from an old college girlfriend telling me that she has tried pot. Obviously, I have no right to tell her how to run her life, but I know that if she continues, she will become a dope addict or a prostitute. Can you suggest an effective way for me to warn her of this self-destructive path? LM, New York, New York. Man, the times have changed.
Jeez. Dude, that's what my dad thinks, though. Seriously, that pot
Your dad still believes that
pot will lead me to, well, not heroin.
Gateway
because,
drug.
Yeah, he thinks more of it's going to be like down the lines of meth, because that's the real big thing around here.
All right, so Playboy Advisor responds, "Your going from marijuana to heroin is something that happens to some people, just as some people go from occasional drinking to alcoholism. But in neither case is there any inevitability about the process. Most pot smokers never touch hard drugs. There is no harm in telling her of your experience, but if you want to be honest and accurate, you'll have to point out that it's one man's experience and a statistically unusual one. Let her be the judge of whether your descent from a relatively harmless and non-addictive herb to a dangerous and addictive drug has any relevance to her. Of course, you would be giving her good advice if you cautioned her to stop broadcasting her experience with grass, since even mere possession of marijuana is illegal in every part of this country, with unbelievably stiff prison sentences in most states."
1969.
March 1969. Times have changed. So that's a short one this week, Chris, unless I'm out of ideas. The whole anger from before recording, it really fried my brain, but it was nice. It got my energy up much better than last week. I was kind of down on energy last week, but
yeah,
I feel like this week we stepped it up a little bit.
Yep, stepped up the pep a little bit. Next week I'll work on my homework a little better. I've been moving and doing some extra work with the work this week, so I'll have some more time off now. And
think of some more stories we can tell.
I know
we've got some good ones.
We got good ones. We're just trying to find the ones that we can actually share on the air with everybody.
Yeah. None of them are really bad. It's just some of them are a little more embarrassing than others, and
personal stories that we like to kind of keep to ourselves.
Yeah. Yeah, since people we know listen to this, we might not want to share some of the things. But yeah, so that's going to do it this week. Before I jump into dad advice, I want to mention again, you guys definitely should check out hangingcity.com. Don't forget to use that promo code DWTK at checkout for 10% off. But since Mother's Day just passed, I've got some advice, very important advice for all you moms out there. And this is something that it's something I had to tell my wife when our first son was born, and then recently again when my second son was born. If you have a son, it's completely normal for them to get what I call a baby boner. Don't freak out. Boners are natural.
Angry, but I'm sorry. I don't care.